So thank you guys so much for coming out tonight for our class. And I just wanted to introduce myself because we have a couple new faces here. I'm Dr. Laura Ritchie. I am a certified women's health and functional nutrition coach and have a doctorate in physical therapy. And it's really funny to me to be teaching a class on essential oils because I was very skeptical at first. And this is one of my favorite things to talk about, essential oils for pain and discomfort, because of my own personal history and personal journey with all of this. I was diagnosed with an extremely rare sarcoma 5 years ago in October, the size of a softball, and it was in my abdominal wall. And I had 4 surgeries related to that because they had put synthetic mesh in and it herniated. And then we found out that I had adult hip dysplasia, and it basically means my hip socket didn't form correctly since birth. And I underwent 3 major surgeries for that, where they broke my pelvis into 4 places to build me a new hip joint, which is pretty incredible that they can do that. But it's one of the largest orthopedic surgeries you can have. And as you can imagine, when somebody breaks your pelvis, it hurts just a little bit. I was on a walker for about a month and on crutches for 8 weeks. And it was quite the experience to be a physical therapist and then be the patient. And it's much, much different when you are the patient. And then I was recently diagnosed about 1.5 years ago with Lyme disease. So what brought me to this world was trying a bunch of things and going the Western medicine route. And I was told, you have fibromyalgia, you have chronic fatigue syndrome, there's really nothing that we can do for you. And I just didn't accept that. So I got my own health coach. I started changing my diet and lifestyle and literally detoxifying my life, because MD Anderson Cancer Center told me that I had a 50% chance of recurrence. And I really didn't like those odds. It's like flipping a coin. And I wasn't going to just put my whole health and wellness into their hands. So I did things, anything that I could think of, to really better my odds with that. And I changed my diet and detoxed the chemicals and the endocrine disruptors and all my yummy Bath and Body Works stuff and the candles that I was using and the cleaning products that we were using in our homes to look for safer, natural, better options with everything going on. And that's what brought me to essential oils, because pain is a very motivating factor. And I tried just about everything. And when Susan was actually teaching the class, it was 2 years ago, I think. And I was, okay, I'm willing to try anything at this point. And I was extremely skeptical. I started with 2 oils because these are hippy dippy and I don't know if they're gonna work. And I was so impressed. And it was really an amazing thing for me. So on this journey, I became a certified women's health and functional nutrition coach. I took a 1-year certification. Hi, come in. And I just kept going on this journey. And I'm now taking a 2-year nutritional endocrinology practitioner training program to learn more and more and heal myself and help my private health coaching clients do that as well. So it completely changed my life, my career, everything. I think sometimes God puts us on detours to be where we're supposed to be. And now I work with my private health coaching clients to help them just feel better and give them better options. The essential oils fit beautifully into that, because a lot of people are struggling with things and they don't want to take another prescription medication. And in fact, when we're talking about leaky gut and how the gut is the gateway to our health, when we're taking more and more prescription medications, that can actually contribute to issues with leaky gut and different side effects, and it becomes this pill for every ill. And I'm all about helping people get to the underlying root cause of what's causing their pain, what's causing their symptoms and things. There's a time and a place for medication. When I had a fractured pelvis, I took the pain medication, but I was off of it in 2 weeks and using my essential oils and using other remedies. Do I think essential oils are the magic bullet? No. Do I think anything's a magic bullet? No. And if you find it, please let me know. But it's a piece of the puzzle. It's another way to support ourselves. Diet is foundational. Sleep, stress management, self-care, appropriate movement, and the essential oils fit beautifully in there, especially with pain. And with the things that I went through, with the cancer, I've had 12 surgeries total, the Lyme disease, different things. Sometimes my head will hurt. Sometimes my tummy will hurt. Sometimes my arms go numb. And are really painful. And I had been on the Lyrica, the gabapentin, the Neurontin, and it made me a zombie, and I didn't like the side effects, and it didn't help my pain. And now I can instead support myself with essential oils, and that was amazing to me that I could put an essential oil on, and within 5-10 minutes, it took care of the issue, and I could function and move on with everything. So that was amazing, amazing for me. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about these options. They've just been such a blessing for me and become a part of my life, because I feel like essential oils are part of our lifestyle. It's a health and wellness lifestyle journey. And making these a part of your daily routine, just like with diet and supplements, can really do amazing things for you. So to start out with, for anybody new to essential oils, like never used essential oils before, anybody brand new? So using essential oils a little bit, have tried them in your home before, and just kind of interested in using more. Okay, good. So you guys are an experienced crew here that we have, which is exciting. So just a brief summary, essential oils are really the plant's natural protection from environmental threats. It's kind of the life force of the plant. And the oils are distilled from the plant and in all different areas of the plant. So the bark, the stems, the seeds, the roots, the leaves. And they're very, very concentrated. They're very fast acting, which is so important when we're talking about pain. We need things that act quickly for us to support us. They're absorbed into the skin, and that can be really helpful because instead of just taking something orally that you're going to get maybe side effects or systemic effects from, if I have knee pain and need some support, I can put it right to my knee. If I have head issues like head pain, I can put it right there. So you're going right to the source with that. And I like this because the essential oils don't have side effects. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to go, okay, I'm taking this and now I have constipation. So now I'm taking this for the constipation, and now I'm taking, and it's just this snowball effect that's going on with this. And they're very, very concentrated. So 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. And these are just really to complement and support your body. We're adding in another natural thing. Essential oils are not new. They've been used throughout history with this, and they're really inexpensive. When you think about how much you're paying for copays or prescription medications, essential oils are pennies per drop, and they last you a really, really, really long time. For example, this is a 15 ml bottle of lavender, and this has about 250 drops in here. This is gonna last you a really, really, really long time with this. And you know, the whole big pharma, bad karma, they're raising the prices of all this stuff. We recently saw that EpiPens were increased by 400%. Yikes. I really don't think that they're looking out for our best interest. And I was ready to explore other options. So I feel like essential oils fit really well with that. I preface why I became a doTERRA wellness advocate and essential oil educator was because I really felt like I resonated with doTERRA. I did a lot of research when coming to these oils, and I just want to preface that everything that we talk about in this class is specific for doTERRA essential oils. It's the brand that I know, love, and trust personally. They are sourced from their indigenous regions, which means that lavender comes from France, lemon oil comes from Italy, because everything from the soil to where they're grown to the time of day that they're harvested affects the efficacy, the medicinal therapeutic value of that oil. So we're really talking about therapeutic oils, not just the smelly good stuff that you get like at Bed Bath & Beyond or the health food store or things. We're actually talking about things that work at a cellular level to enhance and improve what's going on with that. So there's a difference there. doTERRA's oils are pure. They have no fillers, no pesticides, no chemicals, no artificial ingredients with that. They are certified pure therapeutic grade, and that is the standard that doTERRA has created for themselves, to have third-party testers come in and test them for that purity throughout the whole process, so that when the plants are harvested and when they're transported and when they're distilled, there is no contamination. The amazing thing is, some of you guys heard when we started, doTERRA has teamed up with Johns Hopkins University. They are now doing research. Johns Hopkins does not do research with just any essential oils company. They have picked doTERRA because the results were consistent. They would test a bottle of peppermint and get these results. Then they would say, okay, give me another bottle. Exact same results. Send me another bottle. Exact same results. And they were shocked. And this did not happen with any other essential oil, that brand that they were using. So there's a lot of pure essential oils, but I feel like doTERRA takes it a step above. These are safe for internal use. which you cannot do with the oils from Bed Bath & Beyond or the health food store. And we'll even do a little sniff test. I brought some of the Now oils because I will be honest with you, I'm a bargain shopper. I'm a bargain hunter. I take all of my coupons. I love shopping the clearance rack at Kohl's and have my 30% off coupon with me. And I was like, I'm going to start with the Now oils. They're here. They're $10. I don't want to spend more for a bottle of frankincense. And I tried them and they really didn't work for me. And I was like, yeah, essential oils, they don't work. That's what it is. And when I smelled them side by side, I was like, oh, and it's one of those things that if you don't know, you don't know. And we'll do a side-by-side comparison and let you guys get into it and try the essential oils and make it really fun, because I feel like you have to have an oils experience to actually understand the difference and what's going on with all of these things, which is really cool. So let's actually just start with that. I'm going to show you guys, there's 2 oils. These are actually the oils that we have going in our diffusers here, peppermint and wild orange. And I'll pass these around. And the drops can come out a little fast, so I'll show you what I do here. And you can put your hand over the bottle and just flip it, and that'll give you just enough, because sometimes you can do a drop, but sometimes they can come out a little fast. So if you just put your hand over, just a drop of each is plenty. And put it in your hands and you can smell it. They're a little strong, so maybe start further away if you're a newbie to this. And then I rub it on the back of my neck, on my shoulders, and then you can just inhale it. Now, peppermint can be, for some people, a little bit sensitive. So if it feels a little bit much to you, let me know. We can dilute it. We have some fractionated coconut oil here that we can just dilute that oil if it's a little bit intense for you. Everybody's a little bit different. So we'll just see how you do with that. But I want you guys to have an oils experience and try them and smell them and see how you do with that. Because everybody's a little bit different. And our bodies are all different. We have different microbiome, we have different genetics, and I do believe in bio-individuality and seeing how you react to that specific thing. So, couple ways to use essential oils. Topically is the first way, and that's what we're doing. We're applying it topically to our skin and using it that way. And this is going to be ideal for aches and pains. So when we're talking about pain with essential oils, put it on topically. This is going to be your number one go-to with this. So it just helps with soothing any tired, overworked muscles. You can apply your essential oils that way to ease any joint discomfort that you have. It can calm any skin irritations. Lavender is an oil that is very, very calming. So say you have a rash or a sunburn or something, you can apply that just topically right there to support you with that. And also boosting the immune system. So we can put our essential oils on just daily as a daily routine to support us, especially now in the fall and the winter, when everybody's kind of getting under the weather. We can have those oils on board to help us with that. Aromatically is the other way that we can use our oils. So this is putting them in a diffuser. So we have 2 diffusers going here. This helps to just cleanse and purify the air. Or what we are doing, we put them on our hands and we breathe them in. That's going to be aromatic use of the oils as well. This is really helpful for respiratory support, or emotional support is going to be your go-to with using them aromatically. And it can just help to clear your breathing, to purify the air. You know, a lot of those candles have soy. When we're burning it, it's setting off toxins and endocrine disruptors. These can affect our sex hormones, our thyroid, our production of glutathione, which is the body's natural antioxidant. All of this can suppress. So yes, looking at food is important, but we have to look at the chemicals and the toxins and the things in our homes too. And that was one of the sad things, that I had to get rid of all of that stuff. The air fresheners, the plug-ins, all of those things. And it was really exciting to me to have a natural option that smelled really good, that I could use in my home, that not only made it smell amazing, but actually gave me therapeutic health benefits with that. Internal use is going to be the other way to use the oils. And you only want to use oils with glass or stainless steel, because the essential oils can actually break down the petrochemicals in plastic. So glass or stainless steel only, and that's a good health tip in general, because plastic has the BPA, again, other endocrine disruptors and things. So you'll notice that I've got this, I have some lemon essential oil in here, and I've just got it in a stainless steel mug. Now they have these really inexpensive at Walmart, and glass, I think people are kind of catching that vision and having that there. Remind me to drink, because it's important to stay hydrated. So those are the 3 ways: topical, aromatic, and internal. And there's been some really interesting clinical research on essential oils. One, lavender, diffusing lavender actually decreased discomfort for wound dressing. So one of the rotations in my physical therapy practice in going to PT school was wound care. And that was hard to see, guys, seeing people after like motor vehicle accidents or things, and they come in, and it's very, very painful when you change a dressing, when you do wound care. And as you guys can imagine, and it was really hard to do that on people and watch that. And so just something as simple as diffusing lavender, which is a very calming oil, if that can help with their pain, that's amazing. So I was really impressed when I heard about that. Peppermint has a really soothing effect on the central nervous system, which is great because really when we're in a stressed out state, it suppresses our immune system, it increases our levels of cortisol. This can lead to weight gain and blood sugar elevation and all kinds of different things. So just us applying that peppermint is helping to calm our central nervous system. And I think we could all use more of that in our life, especially as we go into the holiday season. Like, yay for calming our central nervous system down. Wintergreen applied to the temples can reduce tension, and we'll talk more about these in specific detail, but wintergreen is one of my absolute favorite oils for pain. It works really, really well. Geranium has reduced inflammation and discomfort. So this is great. So women, when it's that time of the month and they're having cramping or things, they could apply geranium to that area to really support them. And this is clinical research that's shown this. Same thing with clary sage and marjoram, soothe menstrual discomfort for at least 12 hours. That's pretty impressive and great to know. And then clove could dull the sensation in the mouth. So clove oil has a numbing sensation to it, so it can really help, like say you're having oral pain or jaw pain or toothache or something like that. You can use clove. You want to dilute it. It's a hot oil, but you can use that to help you. So I think that's great that there's clinical research to back this up and provide that evidence base, that science base that a lot of us are looking for, that I was looking for as a physical therapist and as a healthcare practitioner. And it's nice to know that kind of east meets west. We're using all of these things to support ourselves in different ways, which is really cool. So let's talk about specific oils that can really help with these different areas and support us in that way. And there's a couple that are my favorite, and we'll pass these around and we'll let you guys try these and see how they work out for you as we do this. But one is black pepper. So black pepper is a pretty amazing oil. So this is what's kind of cool about doTERRA, guys, because we can talk about how it helps with your pain, but we can talk about also how, hey, you could cook with black pepper. You could put this on your Himalayan salt and have some seasoned salts. You could put a drop in your chai tea to take internally. You can do a lot of things with your oils. So black pepper helps a lot with muscle aches, with any circulatory support, any sprains, any stiffness that you may have. It is a hotter oil, so you'd want to use a carrier oil with this. I've heard a lot of people on my team tell me that for any kind of joint, hand pain, all of these teeny tiny joints in the hand and in the wrist, that black pepper was a game changer for them, to just have that on hand and do that. So we will pass around the black pepper for you in just a bit and let you guys smell it, but it smells like pepper, which works really, really well. So I'll pass that around. Clove oil. Again, we talked about it has a numbing factor to it, which is really amazing. So when we have pain, it's great to have something to numb the pain. And clove, it's a hot oil. And as you guys notice, as we pass the bottles around, if you look on the bottle, any of the bottles that have a supplements fact on there, so just like when you go to the store and you pick up a food and it's got the ingredients and the supplement facts on there, if the bottle has a supplement fact, that means it's safe for internal use. If it doesn't have it, like for example, wintergreen is one that we'll pass around. It does not have a supplement fact on the bottle, not for internal use. Now, we have emailed doTERRA to ask, because I have been asked the question, if the oils are pure and natural, why can't I take all of them internally? Well, technically you can. It's just you won't get the therapeutic benefit from it necessarily. You're going to get more of a therapeutic benefit using it diffused or topically. So that's good to know too as well. But I'll pass around clove and let you guys smell it. I have a little dropper here. So clove is a thicker oil. So shareoils.com has nice little tools. And as you guys can see, this is a really thick oil as it's coming out. So this is nice to just get one drop. Otherwise, you're flipping it over and waiting for a long time. But I'll kind of pass this around and let you guys smell clove. But it's a really amazing oil for... Doesn't come with a dropper. It comes just looking like all of these, but I like to put the dropper lids on all my thick oils, like vetiver and patchouli, clove. those ones that it could take a little bit longer for it to come out. So you guys can smell that too. And again, you can cook with this. So you could put clove. I like to put clove with my pumpkin pie smoothies in the morning with that. It's like having pumpkin pie for breakfast, which is really nice. So I like to do clove and cinnamon and ginger, and then you're getting the therapeutic benefit from that, and it's much, much more potent than just using the herb, which is really awesome. So that's clove. Cypress. Cypress is another really nice oil to have on hand. This works really well for aches, for bruises, for hemorrhoids, for achy wrists, for muscle spasms. I had a really yucky viral bug a couple weeks ago, and I was coughing, and you know when you get to that point where your just ribs hurt? And I went to the doctor just to make sure that I wasn't getting like bronchitis or pneumonia, and they were like, nope, your lungs are clear, it's viral. And I was like, okay, if it's viral, why take an antibiotic if it's going to take the same amount of time anyway? So I put some cypress on, and it just really helped, along with my breathe oil, and it worked really well. But I'll let you guys smell this. And as you guys will notice, as we're passing these oils around and as you're smelling them, a lot of oils may be helpful for the same things. There's several oils that may help for stiffness. There's several oils that may help for bruising. So this is where you can try different ones. doTERRA is a buffet. You can try different things and see what works for you. And one oil may work better than another. So if you're getting an effect, reapply. You can reapply every 15, 20 minutes and use that. If not, switch. Try a different oil. There's going to be an oil that works to help and support you with that too. So just another good thing to kind of keep in mind with this. Eucalyptus. This is another really good oil. So eucalyptus can help a lot with bruises, with burns, with bug bites, with muscle aches or strains. And you can layer the oils, guys. So say you're really liking a couple, you could maybe put eucalyptus on, you could put marjoram on, you could put frankincense, you can layer these as needed. You can make roller bottle blends. I'll show you guys some of those too, and it just works really well. But eucalyptus is a really nice oil. I always think of my mother-in-law when I talk about eucalyptus. So we were at a skilled nursing facility. My husband's grandmother was in there, and she had a really bad headache, and she had forgotten her over-the-counter medications with her. She was like, oh man, my head really hurts, and I don't have my medicines to take. And I said, I have some peppermint. Do you want to try some peppermint for this? And she was like, okay. So she put some peppermint on her head, and 10 minutes later, she said, oh my gosh, my headache's gone. And jokingly, she said, do you have something for my knee pain? Well, I happen to have eucalyptus in my bag. So I said, here, why don't you put some eucalyptus on your knee? And she put that on, and the next day she called me and she said, okay, my headache's gone, my knee pain is gone. What were those oils? I need them in my life. And I'd been talking to her about oils before, but it takes that experience, right? Seeing is believing and having that experience. And then she was like, oh my gosh, okay, these aren't just hippy-dippy snake oils. There may be something to this. And so I always think of my mother-in-law when I think of eucalyptus because it just really helped her. Helichrysum. Oh, helichrysum. So this is an amazing, amazing oil, guys, for bruising, for muscle aches, for scars, for sprains, for sunburns, for wounds. I had a procedure. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I had a pretty big gash right here. And let's see if the live viewers can see. But you have to get kind of close to me to see, but there is a blend that doTERRA has called Immortelle, and it has helichrysum and myrrh and frankincense and a lot of these big gun oils, and I just applied this all the time, and people can't even see it now, unless I really tell them, but it healed up very nicely, and it's a pretty big gash. So helichrysum is amazing. It is known as liquid stitches. It will stop bleeding on contact. So you have a bloody nose. You put helichrysum right along the bridge of the nose. It will stop the bleeding. I have a friend, Hillary, she has a daughter who's 5, and she made a roller bottle blend of helichrysum. And for kiddos, you don't need as much, so she just put 3 drops in a roller bottle, so this size, and filled the rest with fractionated coconut oil. And her daughter gets frequent nosebleeds, and she knows which one's the helichrysum, and it's in her room. And she woke up, and I guess on the monitor, she said, Mommy, I have a nosebleed. And by the time Hillary got there, it had stopped. And she said, her daughter Olivia said, Mommy, I grabbed my roller and I put it on my nose and I stopped my nosebleed. Kids are amazing. They're very proactive. If you give them the tools, they can pick up on that and they can do things for themselves. So helichrysum, an amazing, amazing oil. I feel like it's an oil that we all need in our first aid kit with essential oils, but it's pretty powerful. It's a powerful oil, and it's one that I like to have on hand because you never know. And I actually made a roller bottle of helichrysum to have because you never know when you're going to get a cut or scrape or something happen. It's a really powerful oil. It's one of the more expensive oils, but man, you get a big bang for your buck with helichrysum on that. So lavender, and let's do a smell by smell comparison because this is just fun. I want you guys to smell the Now oil. You guys can compare and tell me. The Now oil to the doTERRA oil. We'll do a side-by-side sniff comparison. And one smells very synthetic, and one actually smells like lavender, which is pretty amazing. So smell those side by side. So lavender is really great for anything with skin irritation. So skin or tissue, again, sunburns, rashes, anything like that, it works really, really well. For head or neck tension, you could put that on and apply it. It works great. For soreness, for sprains, for strains, anything like that, lavender works really, really well. And we call it the gateway oil because it does so much. It's the all things calm oil. It works great for supporting people with sleep. And it's the gateway in that people try lavender and then they're like, oh wow, there's something to these essential oils, and they kind of start to use them that way, which is pretty nice. But I just think lavender does so much, and it's very interesting to smell them side by side. And we can do that with several others. We'll do that with peppermint, and we can do that with wild orange, but it is interesting with those oils. And it even says on the bottle of the Now oils for aromatic use only. And we have to think about that because the skin is the largest organ. Whatever we put on our skin is going to be absorbed into our bloodstream. Whatever we're inhaling is going to be seen in the brain within 22 seconds. These work at a cellular level. They enhance things at a cellular level, which is really cool. The essential oils actually work better when your nutrition is on point because, again, they're enhancers. So lemongrass is an amazing oil. It's one of my favorites. Works really well for Charlie horses. So if you get up in the middle of the night and you're having pain, yeah, everybody's like, ooh, yeah, those are painful, guys. And you can just put your lemongrass on and have it on hand for stiffness, for inflammation, for muscle or joint aches, for poor circulation. This is a go-to, and this is an inexpensive oil, and it does a lot. And it makes a nice Thai soup. So you can put it in your soup. You can cook with lemongrass. You can use it. It's just a really amazing oil. Lemongrass diffused with eucalyptus in the morning is really amazing. It just gets you going. It smells really clean. It works really well. But lemongrass is one of my favorites. A very, very powerful oil that can do a lot with that. So really any tendon, ligament, joint, muscle support, you want lemongrass, and you can layer that or add it to a roller blender, things with all of that. And it works really, really well. Marjoram. Marjoram's an amazing oil, and I feel like marjoram doesn't always get the credit it deserves. Like, it's one of those oils that we forget about and until you need it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, like I was having a really bad headache. And you guys know sometimes, like, I have my go-tos for headaches. I love Past Tense. Past Tense is a roller blend that works amazing for headache. It's the tension blend. But it just wasn't kicking it one day, and I was like, what is the deal? And I remembered marjoram, and I put some on my head and my neck, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love you, marjoram, and I forgot about you. So it works really well. Menstrual discomfort, cramps, this is a really great one. Muscle aches, spasms, stiffness, anything like that, marjoram works really, really well too. If I didn't happen to have eucalyptus for my mother-in-law, I would have wished I had marjoram because both are really great for joint support and pain. With that, I think it just has a really nice, clean smell. Just smells really clean. It's a nice one to put in your diffuser, to have on hand for all of those things. It works really, really well, and it's just a really great oil. Okay, so we should do another side-by-side comparison here for you guys of our Now oils versus doTERRA. So we'll do peppermint. So doTERRA's peppermint is actually sourced in the United States. It's from Washington State. So some of them do come from the US, some of them come from other areas. But peppermint is really, really great. This is your headache oil. So tension in the head or neck works really well. Cramps, muscle aches. I cannot tell you guys how many people have come to one of my classes and just passing around the wild orange and the peppermint and then putting it on. I have people come up to me afterwards and go, oh my gosh, I had a really bad headache the whole day and it's gone. And I'm like, that's great. And they're like, I don't believe it. And I'm like, the oils work whether you believe in them or not. That's great. Like, your headache's gone. Yay. So it's pretty funny. But peppermint is amazing oil. It works really, really well for so many things. It's very cooling. So it's the all things cool oil. So it works really great in the summertime. Say you're at Disneyland, you can put a little spray bottle with water and spritz peppermint on, or you're having hot flashes or you need some support in that area. Peppermint is your oil for that. And let's talk about rosemary. So rosemary is another really great oil. So this can work well for tension in the head or neck, for muscle aches, for circulatory support. Rosemary works really well. You can also cook with rosemary. Because essential oils are so potent and so powerful, what you can do is we do the little toothpick trick where you just stick a toothpick into the orifice here and just kind of douse it with the oil, and then you put it like in your sauce or whatever you're cooking with. You just make little figure eights with your toothpick, and that is plenty. You do not want to put a full drop of oregano in your spaghetti sauce. That's a lot. So sometimes less is more with essential oils. They're very, very powerful and concentrated. And this is why you guys see on Pinterest those recipes that are going around, and it's like 40 drops of this or 50 drops of this in a blend. I'm like, these are really potent, guys. I don't think you need 50 drops of something in a blend. So less is more. I usually start with about 5 drops of each and go from there with that, because you can always add more, but they're powerful and we don't need a lot to get the benefit that we need with that. So start with a few drops. You can always add more if you need to with that. But I just think, I don't know, what are your thoughts on that, Susan? Like 50 drops is something, that's a lot, guys. That's a lot.
I was making hot sauce and I thought cilantro is so healthy for you, and just add a drop in there, and like 1 drop just ruined my bowl.
Oh no. Yeah.
Hot sauce. It probably would have taken 10 batches to try to even that out. So
yeah.
I learned that one the hard way.
Use the toothpick rule. Less is more, and then you're getting the therapeutic benefit with that, because a lot of these are so powerful and supportive of your immune system and support you in a lot of different ways, besides just tasting really, really good. So that's a fun thing too that we have. White fir. This is another really good oil. So white fir is one of my favorites. I think it just smells really, really good. Again, for joint support, it's a really amazing oil to have on hand for achy joints, muscles, swelling, circulatory system. This is one of my go-tos that works really nicely, and it smells really, really good in your diffuser. And you guys will see it smells like a white fir. It smells like a Christmas tree. And as we pass this around, it smells really, really good, but just very supportive. It's a nice oil. And that's the nice thing too. It's like you put them on and then people are like, oh, you smell so good. You're like, I don't have any artificial fragrances or anything on. These are just natural essential oils. And then I'll talk to you guys about wintergreen. Wintergreen was one of the oils that I ordered, one of the 2 that I started with when I was really, really skeptical with doTERRA. And this was a game changer for me, because with the Lyme, I would get weird symptoms and my arms would go numb and they would hurt. And it was hard as a physical therapist. I didn't know what was going on. I need to be able to palpate muscles and check things, and my hands would hurt and go numb and be painful, and I couldn't feel. So that's when all the nerve medications and things came in the picture, and it made me like a zombie, and I couldn't remember things, and it couldn't work anyways. Like, this is not working. So wintergreen, I looked up what oils would help to support nerve pain. I love the way this smells, guys. This smells like a what are those wintergreen lifesavers? That's what they smell like to me. The actual wintergreen.
In my house with my kiddos and my daughter. Oh, my daughter had a friend over, and her mom, we shared some oils and stuff. Anyway, and her daughter was hurting, and we had tried a couple of different things, and I said, you know what, let's just use straight up wintergreen. And she came back and that worked. And that has been about 4 different times with my kids. I don't even know why I don't go for this first now. I will. Now I'm going to share this. Wintergreen's going to be probably my first choice if they've got a little bump or a bruise or something's hurting, because
It
Amazing.
works really,
It really does.
really well. Wintergreen is amazing. And I knew where it was. It was right along that ulnar nerve distribution. I could feel it. And so I just applied the wintergreen right where I was feeling that pain and numbness and hurting. And within 10 minutes, gone. The prescription medications that I was taking for that nerve pain would not work. And wintergreen worked. And that's when I was like, okay, there's something to these. It's really, really working and supporting me. Wintergreen's amazing. Now, it is a hotter oil. It oftentimes needs to be diluted. So, but however, again, bioindividuality, I put it on neat. I put it on without a carrier oil, and that's not typically recommended. And it works great for me. So you can play with that. Everybody's different, but for me, oh my gosh, wintergreen is an amazing oil to have. And again, that's not one that is recommended for internal use. And that's why it has the safety cap on it. You'll notice it has a different cap so that your kiddos can't just easily open it up like some of the other ones there for that. So you guys can see there's on your handout, there's some dilution suggestions. So you're going to want to dilute oils differently for kids versus adults versus when you're pregnant versus for seniors. So with kids, and it depends on the age. If we're talking about babies and we're talking about a roller that's about this size, like a 10 ml roller, 1 drop and fill the rest with your fractionated coconut oil is plenty for them. Like 1 to 3 drops, and very, very powerful and can work really well. For kids, I would say maybe around 3 drops. For over 12, I would say 5 to 7 to start with that. And again, you could make your own roller bottles and put in oils, so you could do like lemongrass and white fir and eucalyptus and different things to have on hand and make your own and play with that. And there are books and resources that have recipes and things for you too. But this recommends an aches away roller that talks about just putting in 10 oils of different, whatever you like, lavender, wintergreen, lemongrass, marjoram, any of those. So you could play with that and see. And that could be a great option too. But a carrier oil, it does what it sounds like. It carries that oil transdermally through the skin. So you get a more prolonged effect with using a carrier oil. And it just depends on what you want to do. If I'm having a really bad headache, I will put peppermint on just straight because I want a quick effect with that. If I'm having a pain that's lasting longer, I may use a carrier oil. And it's also going to help to distribute that over large areas. So if we're talking about the low back or something like that, putting on a carrier oil will help as well. And making your own rollers, guys, it's so simple. It's really inexpensive. You can buy rollers on Amazon. My favorite are the root and petal rollers because they have these really cute colored lids. And this is where your kids can get involved. And for example, Heliochrysum has a yellow lid on the roller that my friend Hillary made for her daughter Olivia. So she knows, she's 5, and she knows the yellow one is for my nose. And it's a great way to use that for kiddos and get them involved with all of this too. So you can make your own rollers that you have. And you really just want to apply those oils to the area of pain. If it's too hot or too cold, put some carrier oil on. And that'll help to take the edge off a little bit if you need to. 1 to 4 drops is plenty for whatever area that you're using. And you want to use less is more. So using 1 to 2 drops more frequently throughout the day, 5, 6 times throughout the day is going to be more beneficial than putting 10 drops on once a day. So similar to how we wouldn't expect taking a supplement one time to work for us, or taking a prescription medication one time is going to work, same thing with our oils. We want to use those and have those on hand. You can make a compress, so you can wet a washcloth with either cold water or hot water, wring it out, put your essential oils on, and then put that washcloth right on top to, again, help drive those oils into the skin and help. And you can just repeat that as needed and apply. You can put the oils in a bath. So my favorite is to do a detox bath with 2 cups of Epsom salt, a cup of baking soda, and 10 drops of an essential oil, and have that on hand. So if I wanted like joint support, I would do more eucalyptus, white fir, marjoram, rosemary, something like that, and put that in the tub and just soak for 20 minutes. And then just rinse off in the shower. You don't even have to like soap up, just rinse up and then go to bed. And that could be a really great one. Right now I have some labral tears in both of my hips. And so that is what I do. I do a lot of Epsom salt baths. I do a lot of using my essential oils. And one of my favorite essential oils is Deep Blue. And we'll talk to you about all of them. So this, oh my gosh, guys. People who know and love use Deep Blue like we love our Deep Blue. So Deep Blue, it's in an oil. I'll pass this around and let you guys smell this. This is the Soothing Blend. So again, this one's not for internal use, but this is a blend of several different oils that you can have on hand. It has wintergreen and peppermint and blue tansy. That's why the oil is actually a blue color. That's not an artificial color. That's the blue tansy that's in there, and heliochrysum. So a lot of the big gun oils that we were talking about is in the deep blue. And this is great for aches and pains, for head tension, for putting it on before or after a workout, inflammation, joint support, any overworked muscles. This is my husband's absolute favorite oil because he plays a lot of racquetball. So he likes to have this oil on hand to support him. So the oil is going to be the best for acute pain. So something that happened right away that's come on, bruising, headaches, that oil is going to be your go-to. The deep blue rub, so this is more of like a lotion. This is kind of like a natural icy hot is how I would describe it. Some people say that it feels hot. Some people say that it feels cold. It's interesting depending on the person, but this is going to be for more long-term pain that you've had for longer periods of time. So maybe low back discomfort or things like that. This is deeper penetrating. This will cover a larger area. So if you have something like that going on, deep blue rub. It also comes in little sample packs, which I keep in my purse when I'm out and about because you never know. And this is what's getting me by with my hips right now. So you'll notice I'm kind of like sitting, standing, and that's part of the issues with my hips right now. I go to see a specialist November 30th, and this is getting me by. This is helping me sleep through the night and working and walking and functioning and all of that. And we can, I don't know, should we pass this around? It smells just like the oil, but it smells the exact same. It's just in a lotion form with that. And then doTERRA has different rollers. They're called the Touch line. So these are pre-diluted. It's the same one, the deep blue oil that we just passed around, but it's diluted. And doTERRA did a lot of research on the right amounts to dilute per oil. So for example, here's the Touch frankincense. It's different. The amount of dilution in this is different than this, is different for lavender. So it's specific for that oil. And I don't understand all the science, but they did this and people are getting great results with them. So they're working very well. But the Deep Blue Touch would be your go-to for sensitive skin because it's already diluted. So this you can just pull out. It's great for your kiddos. They have it on hand. They can roll it on. It works really, really, really well. So I just wanted to show you guys the Deep Blue. There's also a supplement, so the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. And this is an amazing supplement. I'm also taking this for my hips. It has the Boswellia frankincense in there, and also turmeric and curcumin and ginger and green tea and pomegranate, resveratrol. So a lot of anti-inflammatory herbs are in here. So for joint support or pain, this would be a great thing to add into your mix to take every day, to have on hand for that. So all of these things can be really powerful and helpful. I feel like we have to look at the whole picture when it comes to pain and look at the whole body. And that's what I do in my private health coaching practice. I believe with any physical issue, there's a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual issue. So I just preface that to show you guys there's two really amazing books that I recommend. This is Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. This is a really amazing book. It's not expensive. You can get it, I think, like $5, $6 on Amazon. And it's interesting because you can look up whatever situation. You guys can come up after the class and see. And it will give you kind of what might be going on with that and an affirmation to say with that. And I feel like that's really beautiful and works well with the essential oils. And I cannot tell you guys how many times in my health coaching practice that this resonates with them on an emotional level. So I'll give you an example. Indigestion is up here, and what comes up is gut level fear, dread, anxiety, gripping, and grunting. And so the affirmation is, I digest and assimilate all new experiences peacefully and joyously. So that's just something to add into the mix. This is another really great book, The Healing Questions Guide by Wendy Jensen. Highly recommend this book as well. This is on Amazon. And all of these books you guys can come up after the class and flip through. This is the same thing, but it's more in depth. I would say this is like your Cliff Note version, and this is your in-depth version. So this actually asks you several questions to explore with whatever's going on, and then gives you the affirmation with that too, which is really interesting. So for example, let's see. Let's just flip to one. So let's see here, I'm trying to find a good one. So cold. Okay, so runny nose, for example, it says, what is blocking me from asking for help? It's interesting. It's interesting to see what's coming up with that. Coughing. What will it take to resolve the guilt I am feeling? And then there's an affirmation. I am safe. I am worthy of love. I have everything I need available all around me. I allow others to support me their way. Very interesting. So I like to journal on these. I'll read these questions, I'll have some quiet time, and I'll journal it out, and I'll actually explore that. And then I'll work on the affirmation, and I'll use the oils to support me emotionally with that. Because all of the oils, and we're just talking mainly about physical stuff, but there is an emotional component to all of the oils. And we have books up here. There's an Emotions and Essential Oils book. I highly recommend that you flip through that. If there was any oil that as we were passing around, you did not like the smell of that, usually it's bringing up an emotional component. And I challenge you to look that oil up in the book. And I cannot tell you how many times, for example, my sister-in-law, she hated the smell of lavender. And I said, why don't you just look it up in the book and see what comes up for you? And she read it, and she said, I hate this book. Because it resonated with her. There was obviously something going on there. This happens a lot, guys. So it's something to look at. And it's very empowering to look at those things because we often just ignore it, but oftentimes it's a piece of the puzzle. It's a piece of our healing, and I really look at healing as a journey, and mind, body, soul, wellness, healing is what we do with that. So I just wanted to throw that out there. doTERRA has some emotions oils. And I brought these. These are brand new. They're in the touch bottles now, but they do what they sound like. So there is forgive and cheer, passion, motivate, peace, and console. And again, if you're reading something in the emotions book, if something's coming up for you, you may just want to kind of check that out. You may want to use your oils to support you because pain's emotional, right? Like, man, when I was diagnosed with cancer in my 20s, that was emotional, big time. And then being told after the sarcoma and after the complex abdominal wall reconstruction, you can't have children, big time emotional stuff. So console, lots of console, peace, lots of peace to help me get through that. But it's nice to have these tools. And the cool thing is that the essential oils, the sense of smell reacts with that olfactory nerve. It's the only thing that can do that can actually go into the central nervous system like that. And that's why we can smell something and be reminded of our grandmother's cooking, or a memory will pop into our mind because it's very, very powerful. So I just bring that up because, again, with pain, we got to look at the whole picture with everything that is going on, and using the essential oils in that way is really, really powerful. And there's a really cool emotions and essential oils wheel. And if you guys want after the class, you can come up and look at this, or I can pass this around. This is the negative emotion. So if you're feeling a negative emotion, it tells you the oil to get you into the positive emotion. Or if you're feeling negative and you want to feel a positive emotion, you can look on this side and say, like, for example, I want to feel comfort. Well, then you can look and get the corresponding oil to help you out of that. So there's a couple ways that you can use that, but it works really, really well to just have those on hand. And really with this class, guys, we are just scraping the surface of the magical, wonderful world of essential oils. And I'm just touching on the very basics with things that are coming up with this, but there is so much really that goes into this. I wanted to show you guys the Essential Life book. This is a book that I gift to people that get started with me on my team. With you guys have in your handouts, there's a bunch of different kits and different ways to get started. Oftentimes when you bundle, you save. So there's several kits and options there. With anybody who gets started with a Natural Solutions kit or more, they just get this book to have them and help them and support them. With other people that get started in different ways, I can gift them this book in other ways too, and ask me if you want to learn more about that, or they're $25. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you have a book because you need resources for this. And this is kind of the Essential Oil Bible that we have to have on hand to help and support us. There's a whole section just on pain and inflammation. So let me open that up. So if anybody's watching from home, it's page 289. But whole sections on pain and inflammation, recipes for different things. This is a really beautiful book. It goes through all the different oils. So it talks about all the individual oils. It's really, really pretty. Tells you what each of the oils does. There's a reference in the beginning. So any type of health concern that you may have, you can look it up in the book. It will tell you what oils are recommended and how to use them aromatically, internally, or topically with that. So it does the guesswork for us. There's a whole section just on emotions, just on cooking and using essential oils with your pets, because believe it or not, pets love essential oils. Dogs and horses love essential oils. So again, we're just scraping the surface with all of this. There is a really amazing special going on right now with doTERRA through this month. So if anybody gets started with doTERRA with any $100 oil purchase, and then if you purchase $100 next month, so you guys have your kind of wish list there. In that packet, it shows all of the prices of everything. So as we're going through, if there's some that you're thinking like, oh, heliochrysum or oh, frankincense or something, if you have that, when you do that, you actually get a free lifelong vitality pack. This is a retail value of $106. This is doTERRA's #1 seller. It's actually not an essential oil, and doTERRA is the world's largest essential oil company. It's the lifelong vitality pack. That is their #1 seller. And this is a game changer for so many people to have the vitamins and minerals and nutrients and omega-3 fatty acids. And all of this is important when we talk about health and healing, just because it goes back to the gut. It goes back to inflammation and all of that, which is really, really powerful. So if you guys want, I have a little handout here. I just have one, but you can come up here afterwards and look through it and flip through it and learn about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. But for people who are burned out, stressed out, do not have any energy, this is a game changer and really, really powerful. doTERRA has a 30-day money-back guarantee with the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I wish every supplement company did that because, again, bioindividuality, and we're all different. But if you use the Lifelong Vitality Pack as directed for 30 days and you mail them back your empty bottles, they will give you a full refund if you don't like it. But I've yet to find anybody who didn't like the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So that's an amazing special just through this month. So let me know if you are interested with that. The other thing is doTERRA has right now their holiday gifts are going on, and this is really, really exciting. This is a limited time offer thing, and this is actually where I got this really cool case, guys, that I love that holds rollers. You can put your rollers here in the top, and it holds the oils at the bottom. These completely sold out in a couple days, and I was glad that I grabbed them because they fit all of the oils that I used for this class to pack up. But there are other things here. There is some rose hand lotion. So rose is the most expensive essential oil. You actually cannot buy a bottle of rose. I think retail value for rose would be around $400 because it takes that many petals to make a pure bottle of rose essential oil with this. But you can get the lotion, which has rose in it. So rose is the highest vibrational oil. It is the oil of unconditional love. So oftentimes if I feel like I need some support in that area, I can put some on my heart and rub that on that way. I don't think I even have this one open up yet. We should open this and let you guys smell it. Smell the rose, because it smells really, really good. So this is rose. So you can get the lotion, and that's going to be the closest thing to getting the oil. They also have passion. So passion is one of the emotion oils, and it's now in a lotion. This is brand new. This has never come out before, so I was really excited about this. This is my, okay, I'm going to brainstorm. I'm going to think about upcoming classes. I'm going to think about what I'm going to do with my health coaching practice and work on that. So this is passion. I'll have to put some of this on right now, but I'll pass this around and let you guys smell that too. It's really nice. To, again, because I was obsessed with the Bath & Body Works stuff, guys, and now I can't even go in that store. Oh my gosh, like, ugh, like I just get an instant headache. It's like, what is happening? So you start to develop a sense of smell, just like I don't go down the cleaning aisle of Walmart. No, that's a migraine waiting to happen. So we just don't do that. But these are nice options. So I'll leave this up here if you want to flip through it. It is, while supplies last, it's a limited time thing. But you can snag them up. They make really nice Christmas gifts. There's some dryer balls. I don't know if the dryer balls are still available, but who needs fabric softener sheets? Those are loaded with toxins and nasties, and we don't need those in our life. We are kicking chemicals to the curb and using our essential oils. So the dryer balls are nice because you can stick your essential oils right in there, toss them in the dryer, and make your clothes smell good without all the nasties. And this is my absolute favorite, guys. Oh, holiday joy. So this oil, this is Christmas in a bottle. This is Christmas in a bottle. It smells amazing, and I love to put it on my pine cones, to smell it around our Christmas tree, to diffuse it. My husband is very big, and we don't do Christmas stuff until after Thanksgiving, and so I'm like, resisting the urge to diffuse it right now, but it smells really good, and it's only sold this time of year. So I'll pass this around and let you guys smell.
Have stressful family situations around the holidays? Surely not. Maybe that's just me. It's a fabulous oil to have diffusing. Everybody's a little happier, more uplifted. Seriously, I'm not joking. It's just a nice little secret weapon in the background, and you'll just notice that there's just a little more ease in the household. It's great. And it just smells holidayish. Nobody even knows what you're doing.
Smells so good. So there's Siberian fir, wild orange, clove, cinnamon, cassia, Douglas fir, nutmeg, and vanilla. Let me just pass this around. You guys got to smell this. It really is Christmas in a bottle.
It's my daughter's favorite.
And it's so good. It's so good, guys.
They only do it at Christmas every year.
They only do it Christmas every year. So November and December is the holiday joy. And they basically have it till it sells out.
It's a friend of mine texted me, it's been a year or two ago, and she was like, what's in this holiday joy? She was like, she had a new car diffuser, and she was like, my kids are nicer. They do that very nice, it smells amazing, but they really get a nice blend of the emotional aspects that we get from it too.
Yeah, because remember, for supporting emotions, it's diffusing. And people don't even have to know that you're doing it. They're just going to walk in and say, it smells good. So when the trick-or-treaters came to our house, I was sick. I was down with that viral infection. So I was in the back room resting. But my husband said, because we have our diffusers going, and our house has a very kind of open floor plan. And Mark said that several trick-or-treaters mentioned, oh, your house smells good. And I was like, did you give those kids extra candy? I sure hope you did, because they needed something with that. We had On Guard going. And On Guard is the protective blend. It's very nice for fall. It does have some cinnamon and clove. It's similar. Holiday Joy smells more Christmassy, I think, but On Guard is another good one. And kids will not lie, right? They have little voices of truth, and they will tell you. And it made me feel good. Mark said, yeah, so many trick-or-treaters commented that our house smelled good. Well, I was sick, so I was diffusing On Guard like crazy throughout the house to cleanse everything. And it was fun that they picked up on that, and they liked that. But yeah, I hope you guys found this class that was helpful. If you are new to oils and ready to get started, I really reward people who take action, because we can have all the knowledge in the world with this, but it's really taking the leap and kicking chemicals to the curb and looking at supporting our health and healing. And when people do that, so I have specials. This Lifelong Vitality Pack special is good through the end of the month, but for people that get started with me in the next 3 days, there's the book for the Natural Solutions Kit or higher. Or if you get started, talk to me and I'll let you know other ways that you can get this book for free with that. And then I also support people with making your own roller bottle blends. I give people 2 little roller bottles so you can start making those at home, some samples of the On Guard toothpaste and the shampoo and conditioner and the Deep Blue Rub to have on hand. And then I have a little oils user guide to just support people to have. This is really nice to carry around in your purse and have on hand. And then we also have this usage guide, which is a little bit more in depth too. So we have lots of goodies if anybody is interested in getting started. To do that, it's with that little pack that you guys have. Everything that's in purple, you just fill out and have that on hand, and let us know. Susan and I are here to support you, to help you. If you have certain health and wellness goals and you don't know what oils you need, let us know. We'd be happy to help you and talk to you. You can just come up and grab a book and use the book as a reference and see, what are my number 1 health goals that I need? How can you support us with that? The petal diffuser that we have right here, that's part of the Home Essentials kit. The Family Physicians kit, I think, is what's listed on there. That is really like a starter kit. That is the smaller bottles, so the 5 ml bottles. There's about 85 drops in each bottle with this, and that's a starter kit. That's a good one to get a lot of the main oils in your home. For less than double the price, you get 2/3 more oil. You get the big bottles. These have 250 drops in there, and that's the Home Essentials kit. Plus, it comes with a diffuser. So that's nice. I will warn you, diffusers are addictive. I have 5 now in my home. We have one for every room because you just need your oils with you. We have one up here. It's 25, Susan. So we have one diffuser up here, there. Yes, this is the diffuser. And I love this diffuser particularly because at nighttime, the light goes completely off, even the little on light. So it's completely dark, and it's just nice to have and diffuse when you're sleeping because you want the room to be really dark, and we don't want any light to disrupt our production of melatonin. So that's there, and it works really, really nicely. We have the emotion books. Those are 20. The Essential Life books are 25. Feel free to go up there, flip through those. I cannot recommend books enough because the FDA is kind of saying, I think it's funny, they're feeling a little threatened by oils, which is funny to me because that's the whole big pharma bad karma thing. Anywho, it's nice to have your own resources and to look at that and to have things in your home that you can just look up and empower you so that you know right away, this is what I have going on. I am teaching a virtual holiday healthy cooking class, and it's going to be December 3rd. It's going to be on Facebook Live, and my brother-in-law does all of this tech, and it's going to be really cool. And we just touch the surface of essential oils, but what we eat can affect our pain and inflammation in the body. So everything that we make in that class is gluten, dairy, sugar, soy, corn, and peanut free. It's designed to be anti-inflammatory, lower glycemic, not spike your blood sugar, and is approved by my meat and potato loving husband. And we went through, sometimes I made a recipe and he was like, this is a little too green. You need to revamp this. There's too much in here. And we make waffles for Christmas morning. We're making a cran apple relish. We're making some cauliflower mashed potatoes, some cinnamon glazed carrots. My biggest critic is my brother-in-law, Aaron. And the biggest compliment he can give to anybody is tasty. And I made these cinnamon glazed carrots. There's no sugar in there, and they're actually sweetened with doTERRA's cinnamon essential oil. And I made them with ghee, so they're dairy-free. And he ate them, and he said, Laura, this is tasty. And because he usually, like, I'll make cookies, and I'll be like, is this a real cookie? Like, what's in this? And he, like, screamed at me, is this gluten-free? What did you put in this? So he really liked the carrots, and we were all joking that it was a Christmas miracle, that he actually liked something that I made, so I had to put it in the class. But there's several things there. There's a peppermint hot chocolate that we make with doTERRA peppermint oil. So it's really designed. And if you have family members that have food sensitivities and you're like, oh my gosh, so-and-so's coming to the house and I have no idea how to cook gluten-free, come to the class. It's a virtual class, and the replay will be up for 2 weeks, so you can catch it whenever you need to. Because I know you guys are busy. I know this is the holiday season, so it's in a secret Facebook group. You can watch it whenever you want. You can watch as many times as you want in that 2-week period, and you get an ebook with all the recipes. And the early bird discounted price, if you get a ticket before November 19th, you save $10 on that. So that's coming up too and is exciting. And I have a private health coaching practice too. So if you want to dive deeper into this, into looking at diet, nutrition, and lifestyle, all of that, let me know. A lot of people say, I need to see you, but I'll see you after the holidays. So that may be the thing too. And that's okay. We all come to this at different parts of our journey, but let me know. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. We will do the drawing and see who wins with that, and let us know how we can help you and support you and answer any questions you have.